Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while since I last updated you. However, I have some news because I'm going to go and do another rally. I haven't done anything since East riding stages in February, purely for reasons of finance as much as anything else. And but I am now going to go to Belgium. I haven't been back to Belgium since 2019, and I'm going to do the Monteberg Rally. So the Monteberg Rally is 11 stages. There's 3 stages repeated, but there's in the last leg, which is like the 4th leg, then you do 2 of the stages, which is why there is 11. But yeah, nice little compact rally. I've done it before as a rally sprint, when it was a rally sprint a few years ago. It's now developed into a proper rally. So although I'm familiar with the sort of area, I'm not particularly familiar with the stages, apart from about 2 kilometres of the actual Monteberg stage. So far as the car is concerned, they didn't have to do a great deal to the car after the East riding stages because I had no damage, and there's a couple of little wear and tear items that have been sorted out, general clean, a check, everything like that, but it's all back together and ready to go. I've had to go back from a 34 to a 32 with a pop-off valve. So that's one regulation change which we've had to observe. However, they allowed you to use paddle shift out there, so transmissions are free in VAS, which is the regulatory authority that runs the motorsport mainly in Flanders. What have you got there? So the reason this all came about to go back to Monteberg was some years ago I had a friend who came out and watched the Monteberg Rally. Anyway, he decided to get a group of mates together and take them all out to watch the Monteberg Rally and invited me along. I thought, well, it would be very nice to go and watch the Monteberg Rally, but I know exactly what I'm going to be thinking when I'm there, and that is, why am I not doing it? So I thought, yeah, okay, fine. We were going to do the Jim Clark, but I thought, no, we'll have a change of tack and we'll go out and do Belgium instead. And I'm really pleased about it because I love rallying in Belgium, and you know, it has been nearly 5 years since I last competed there. I cannot believe it. But what with COVID getting in the way and, you know, the Brexit difficulties with now having to have carnets and so forth, you know, I have been kind of reluctant to bite the bullet and get involved and get myself back out there. So this is the kind of catalyst for going out there. And yeah, I'm going to be going out end of next week for the weekend. The recce is on the Saturday, so we get 2 passes of the 3 stages. And then on the Sunday, we do the rally itself. I can't say I haven't been wrangling with my whole thoughts on the R5 sort of mission that I'm on now. Mainly due to the fact that having this sort of car, I think you can run it on your own, and I think I've touched on this in other videos, but a car of such high value, I just think it needs to be right all the time, and I'm just not all that happy about trying to do it all myself. So I kind of take the view that if I'm going to have a car like this, then it needs to be with a specialist, and it needs to be run by them constantly, because it's too much money tied up in a car for it to not be 100%. And also, if I want to sell it for any reason in the future, I think, you know, if it's been with Neil Buckley for the duration, you know, it's got the provenance, as opposed to something that you kind of say, well, you know, I've maintained this myself. But people, you know, can they really be sure of the quality of your work? I'm not so sure. But having this R5 has restricted me on the number of rallies I can do. So, for example, you know, having it in livery, so to speak, with Neil means that I can't do as many rallies as perhaps I'd like to do. And because of that, I'm choosing to do rallies which are, you know, more closed roads, because I don't really want to go to the single venues because they cost the sort of same amount of money, but I don't think you get such a good experience. The difference is that if I go to a single venue, you know, I've got a reasonable chance of getting a good result and, you know, maybe even sneaking a win. But, you know, I've accepted the fact that on the closed roads, I'm just not brave enough on them, because you've got to take risks all the time. And the consequences of having an off on the closed roads are significant. A single venue, you know, you're likely to have a spin. Yes, you might damage the car, but it's just not the same kind of level of accident as you're going to find if you're on the closed roads. You know, it really can go seriously wrong. And the fact is, I don't really have the budget to stand an accident. And what's more, when you get out onto the closed roads, the pace is that much quicker from the front runners, you know. generally speaking, I think, you know, the guys in the front, you know, they just take so much time out of you that, you know, you're not going to get on their pace. So weirdly enough, it does make me think that actually, do I really need an R5 to go and enjoy those events? Because if I'm not going to get, you know, a top result, then it doesn't really matter as long as I'm enjoying myself. And then I think, well, you know, if I got myself something like an Escort again, then I could do loads more events. But the problem there is that I would do lots of the closed roads events, and yeah, I'd be able to afford them, and I'd probably be tempted to go and do the single venue events. And then, of course, you've got the problem that you think, well, if I was in my R5, my old R5, I'd have a chance of winning this event, whereas you're not really going to get that opportunity in an Escort these days. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. So I'll be honest with you, I am wondering what to do in the long run. Do I just accept and do fewer events and soldier on and, you know, just keep trying to keep up with the cost of it? Or do I go back to a different car and, you know, something that I can run myself and I haven't got so much money tied up in and it's cheaper to run and it's still a hoot to drive, and I just end up doing more rallies? It's a bit of a trade-off. I don't really know. Maybe you could drop in the comments and sort of suggest what you think I should do. But anyway, I'm committed to going out and doing Monteberg, and then after that, you know, I'll have a little bit of a reassessment as to where my head's at and, you know, what I want to do. But yeah, so no further updates for now. I'll do a proper video of the whole Monteberg experience, but I thought I'd just give you something now just to keep you in the loop, and I'll be back to it, and you can expect a proper video in about 2 weeks' time. Bye for now.